Well, a very unique opportunity today on the ATP World Tour Uncovered. We're going to get to spend some time with one of the greats in the history of tennis, the Rocket, Rod Laver, right in his home in Carlsbad, California.
Exactly 50 years on from his first Grand Slam, achieved by just one other male player in tennis history, the legendary Rod Laver remembers it all like it were yesterday.
Well, in 1962, I played Roy Emerson in 3 of the 4 legs, in the Grand Slam, and the 4th one was against Roy Emerson at Forest Hills, and we played 4 sets, but it was a match that it was touch and go all the way through. I was a little nervous. I know I came in for a volley, and drove it right into the ground on first match point, but the second match point I was able to recover and do a little better. But Roy and I were always competitors.
Rod completed the Grand Slam twice, in '62 and '69, but did he ever believe the achievement could be repeated as the game evolved?
I initially thought that Boris Becker would be the ideal one. At age 17, wins the Wimbledon. He's a clay court player coming from Europe. That should be something he could win. He likes the ball up high, so the hard courts is something would work for him. But it doesn't happen. And I remember that Pete Sampras certainly was having trouble with the clay courts because he never went over there to understand how you learn. Yes, he won the Italian one year, but you look at the players of today. You certainly got to look at Djokovic as being the one even here in this year coming up. He's won the Australian. He's played great tennis on the clay. So how about why couldn't he win the French? And if he wins the French, he won Wimbledon last year. So then he goes to the US Open and he won it. So why wouldn't he be a successor?
Over the years, Rod's established himself as an icon in his homeland. Centre court at the Australian Open's Melbourne Park was even named after him, in recognition of all he's given the sport.
Wow, that's just amazing. I just feel that's the crowning jewel of my whole career. When I look at the Grand Slams were important, but when I see my name up there in lights over that stadium, right downtown Melbourne, is quite incredible, and it's a thrill to be able to go there and see it.
There's nothing that the Rocket likes more than to see a battle of epic proportions, as in this year's Aussie Open final.
When you looked at the final itself and you saw those two fighting each other for close to 6 hours, and then it coming down to close to a tiebreaker in the 5th set, you think, gee whiz. And I know that after the match they were looking for chairs to sit on because they were exhausted. The thrill for me to present the trophy to Novak, and then to commiserate with Rafa, because there shouldn't have been any losers in this match because it was so good.
The Rocket, Rod Laver, in front of his trophy case, and he's showing us the significance of, you cannot believe that these are actually the French Open trophies.
This is it. That's the first. But this one, they actually put a little thing on to make it look bigger.
So that got upgraded.
Oh yeah, this is upgraded.
So what do you think now when the guys are playing for $1 million at the BNP Paribas Championship, almost $2 million at the Grand Slams? The sport has really evolved.
Stade Roland Garros, that's going to be a big tournament. It always was a tournament that we enjoyed going to and playing, but now they've got new stadiums in there, they've got more courts, and I'm sure that they're going to keep improving it. Players of today trying to win a Grand Slam, the biggest thing is the competition. You're going to find, as we know now, we've got 4 of the top players in the world, vying for tournaments, and so one of them, is going to end up knocking out someone that's got 2 or 3 legs in. So that's one of the things that I think that not that I own the Grand Slam title, but it's a nice club to be in with Don Budge.
Next week on ATP World Tour Uncovered, presented by Rio, passions rise in Paris. We find out who's crowned the king of the clay at Roland Garros. And meeting the master, one of the game's all-time greats on grass and clay, we catch up with Bjorn Borg. Don't forget to log on to atpworldtour.com for your 24/7 breaking news and talk with us on Facebook and Twitter. We'll see you next week.